Greetings. I'm Ken Aldridge. I'm an investor and entrepreneur. I've started 10 companies and I've invested in probably 50 others. Some successful, some not so, but on balance, very successful. And I'm also the author of Dream Toolbox and the founder of the website of the same name, dreamtoolbox.com. The reason I'm making this video right now is that I've had all kinds of questions from people who have either read the book or visited the website or both, and they've asked me various and sundry questions. One of which keeps coming up is, what's most satisfying about being an entrepreneur? What do you like about being an entrepreneur? Well, the answer to it is pretty simple, basically. If you're an entrepreneur, you have an entrepreneurial mindset, then you, unlike almost anyone else, have control of your own destiny and your own future. And that is incredibly important. It's particularly important in these times when we have a combination of COVID virus keeping us locked up in our homes, and as I'm recording this, riots going on all over the country that are affecting businesses and driving some businesses out of business. So how can that be true in a time when everyone is troubled? Well, let me give you just an example. It's a matter of thinking about the things that other people aren't thinking about. My fiance came up with a wonderful idea the other night. We were talking about people who were frightened about break-ins and the riots and so on. And she said, there's a company I saw that makes a form of window that's not bulletproof, but close to it. And there's also another company that makes screen doors for patio doors and things like that is extraordinarily difficult to cut or cut through. And she said, if we were in the business of trying to start a new business right now, I'd be looking into those technologies, see whether I could buy them or license them, and sell that to every merchant who has a small business in any of the riot-prone areas. And I don't know whether it works economically. We didn't go that far and study it because we have other things on our plate. But that's an example of thinking outside of the box of what's surrounding you, which is what surrounds us right now is gloom and doom. And the really creative entrepreneur says, wait a minute, great businesses have been founded in times of trouble and in times when everyone else thought things were going to hell in a handbasket, to use the phrase. And that's a time to look and say, what are my skills? What's out there? What's not working that I could figure out a way to make work? I call it friction points. What are the friction points in society that I could figure out a way to remedy or to start a remedy for? And that can be the business that you start. It can be just a way of thinking about how you go about being an entrepreneur, or even how you go about your job when you get back at work, assuming that you're out of work now. The other thing is, if you happen to be one of those people who's out of work and getting an adequate amount of unemployment and temporary benefits, what a wonderful time to think and plan for a business that would make you immune to those kinds of disruptions in the future. Anyway, those are my short thoughts for this morning. I welcome you to go to dreamtoolbox.com. You'll see a lot of other thoughts on other subjects, and I wish you well. Take care. Make use of this opportunity.